Hey, it's Kat here, and I'm here with my physical hiccup. Wow, that was attractive. But I'm here with my physical book haul for the month of October. I'm not going to do a Kindle one because I bought way too many Kindle books because they had a lot of good stuff on sale. And I was all like, clickety click, 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 click. And then before you know it, you're out of money. And it's like, shit. But I did have some physical books, and there are quite a bit of them. So, yeah, let's get on our merry way, right? Yes. So, the first few books I'm going to show you is the first two in I forgot what the series is called, A Sword of Shadow series. And it's by J.V. Jones. And they look like this, like crappy, good fantasy art. I love this crap. It's like so crappy. I love it. And this follows a girl named Ash who is left on a mountain to die, basically. But then this other guy is like, I'm gonna help her out, and she becomes his ward. I don't think his name is on the back of this, but whatever. And he's just basically guarding her, but also like waiting for her potential powers to be released so he can use them for his political gain or power gain or something gain. I'm not quite sure if he's actually going to use her power for anything, but that's how I would assume fantasy books would go down. You need that betrayal, man. You got to get some betrayal in there. And then also follows a guy named Rafe who wants to do everything in his ability to get revenge and blah blah, even sacrificing clan and kin. And they both, Ash and Rafe, must master their powers for an ancient prophecy, pure evil and lords. I don't. That was like the last sentence. Oh, it seems like fantasy BS, and I love that. And plus, I heard really good things about this. One of my friends actually prefers it over Game of Thrones, which is saying something. Not really, because I kind of lost interest with Game of Thrones when the sixth book came out. Though I do need to reread it before the seventh one. But anyway, I need to reread the whole series by the seventh one. I really don't want to do that. I'll start in January. Things will be good. Okay, so the next one I have is Autonomous by Dean Koontz. And I actually haven't read a Dean Koontz book. I did listen to an audio once on a plane, and I fell asleep through it because I can't really listen to audiobooks, nor can I ride planes without falling asleep. It is impossible for me. But apparently, this is about a guy named Thomas. He's very odd. And he is a sentinel at the crossroads of life and death who offers up his heart. Oh, I know, that's like a blurb of somebody. Oops. But apparently he like can talk to ghosts and tries to help out the world and has people like that grants people their last wishes and meets the king of rock and roll, and he hangs out with his soulmate Stormy, which is a cute as fuck name for a ghost thing. I assume she's a ghost. I don't actually know. She could just be like whatever. She could be a he. I don't know at this point. I just know that Chekhov was in the movie and he's dead now. So I got the book the day he died, and I forgot to haul it. So no, we're here. Shit, yeah. Next one I have is a Jacqueline Carey book, and I have almost all of her books. And this is another one added to the collection of Jacqueline Carey books that I haven't read. Yay! Yay! Look at this! Look at this! I'm gonna go back on that shelf of books I haven't read yet. Yay! So this is Dark Currents, and this is her urban fantasy series following this girl named Daisy, who is an incubus. Though aren't they called like succubus when they're girls, and incubus is the dude version? So I'm gonna go. She's a succubus, and she helps out the supernatural community, and she also hangs out with this guy named Cody Fairfax, who is a sexy werewolf on the down low. On the down low, Daisy must solve crimes. I guess she must solve crimes on the down low. But yeah, it seems like another Mercy Thompson series esque thing that I still need to catch up on the Mercy Thompson series. I'm only one book down, and I still haven't read it. Ah, but yeah, and so when I'm done with the Mercy Thompson, I may pick up the Dark Current series. That, or I will finish the Tanya Huff series, the Blood series, which is like one of my favorite books ever, and I still haven't finished it. Yay! Yay! I am great. The next one I have is Blood Rice by Kristen Painter, and it looks like this. It's very pretty. This is actually half of why I got this book, is just because it's pretty. and it's about these creatures. Um, some of them, like what she is, the main character. I don't know what her name is. Shezabella. She is part of this race where they just feed uh, a special race of humans breed to feed vampire nobility. So she's just a giant cow that can talk and apparently is very pretty. So, but she's a prime suspect on her head vampire's murder because apparently she was there or something. And so she has to run off with Malcolm, who is an outcasted vampire and who is cursed to kill every being from whom he drinks. So he may have to like drink from her, and she'll be like, eh. So yeah, I assume he'll break the curse. I've seen enough Angel to know that that doesn't work like that because Angel actually has a very terrible and sad ending. So yay! Though there's a lot of shower scenes in Angel, maybe there's a lot of shower scenes in this. Though I can't see it, and I'm just gonna picture Malcolm as David Boreanaz. Things will be good. The next one I have is the last book of the Skullduggery Pleasant series, The Dying of the Light, and it's the dead famous bestseller. Even though you can't really find this in America, I had to like go through the UK for them to ship it to me because the US shipping was like, pff, and Amazon's like, pff. So that's interesting. But I finally have it, and I can finish the series, and I could cry because I assume it has a sad ending because everybody told me that it has a sad ending. So it's gonna be very sad. I'm gonna cry. But I am so stoked to finally be done with the series so I can reread it and keep rereading it and skip all the parts I don't like because I do that when I reread books. I'm just like, I don't like this part. So yeah, I'm so stoked. And in case you didn't know what these books are about, it's about Stephanie. It's about Stephanie, aka Valkyrie Kane, and her partner Skullduggery Pleasant, and they fight the supernatural. And it's all fun and cute and very gruesome and very tortury at points. So yeah, you should pick it up. It's one of my favorite series. In fact, it's my favorite kids series. I prefer the series over Harry Potter. I'm gonna say it. These characters are a lot more sarcastic, and the villains are villainy. Voldemort, pff, he has no nose. Villains shouldn't. Villains need noses, okay? It's like a thing. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. The next two books I took from my sister, so don't tell her. She doesn't read, okay? I'm taking them. They're mine now. So the first one I have is The Enemy by Charlie Higson, and this is about a sickness that spreads across the population, and everybody under the age of 14 is alive, and they have to survive in this world with no parents. And I've heard really good things about this, so I'm gonna give it a shot. And apparently, it's a trilogy. There we go. So yeah, and plus I like the cover. It's a skull. Things with skulls are cool. Next one I have is Full Tilt by Neal Shusterman, and my sister actually did read this, and she highly recommends it to me. So yeah, and it's about the 16-year-old Blake and his younger brother Quinn, and they're opposites. And I think Blake has to help Quinn because he ends up getting trapped in a circus or something, and stuff goes down. And this book's really short. The stuff goes down fast. Anyway, the next one I have is The Privilege of the Sword by Ellen Kusher, and this is the second book in the Swords Point series, I believe it's called. And the first book being Swords Point. What? And apparently you don't need to read them in order because this kind of follows the events after Swords Point, and it just follows his niece's storyline as he teaches her to fight with a sword and be really chill and stuff, even though he's kind of crazy to the rest of the family, but he's not actually that crazy. And it's about her coming into her own and how he helps her basically, and I guess she falls in love, does all like cool stuff. And yeah, I still want to read the series in order, but if you do find this and you just think it's cool, then I don't know, just pick it up. Be cool, be adventurous, man. Do it. Okay, and the next book I have is The Confessions of an English Opium Eater and Other Writings by Thomas D. Quincy, and it's a Penguin classic. It looks like this, and I picked this up on a whim because it's about a guy who does opium and he has hallucinations. And for some reason, that reminded me of Will Graham from Hannibal, and I was like, I want to read that. And so far, it's pretty good. It has like really bad reviews because it's just like a guy just saying how much he hates humanity. But I was all like, I don't mind that. I'll read it. I don't care. So, yeah, that's that. The next book I have is a short story collection, and it's the 30th anniversary of Doll Fantasy. And the only reason I really got this is because Tanya Huff and Tanith Lee have a story in here, and I like them. So, and it was only $10, so this is mine. I will read it, and it will be enjoyed. The next is a series I have, which is by Sarah Monteith, aka the Catherine Addison. She's the same author who wrote The Goblin Emperor, which I really, really enjoyed. And I found out she wrote these books under a different name. So yeah, and that is Methylene. I don't know how to pronounce that. And then they have The Vichy, which is the second book, and I got these off of Amazon outlet because they no longer sell like the first two books, but they sell the other two on Kindle, but it's like $20. So I was like, I'll just get physical. It's fine. Let's get physical. Anyway, and then I have the Meodia. I don't know what these titles are, guys. And then we have Coram. I'm assuming they're like French for some reason. And when I got these in the mail, my friend was all like, "You're reading fantasy erotica, I see." And I was like, "You don't need to do this to me." I don't know if it's fantasy erotica, to tell you the truth. I assume it's not, because I read Goblin Emperor, but this does follow, like, this is under all those LGBTQ lists that everyone, like, fantasy books people should read, and it also was on this erotica list of LGBTQ books, so I was all like, maybe it is erotica. Oh well, whatever. Like I say, I read fan fiction. I read it all. Things happen. I'm no longer blush anymore. Actually, no, that's not true because I was reading this one in public and things happen, and I was all like, I'm like, I need to go home now. So anyway, this series follows two guys named Felix and the Fox. No, Midway. His name's Midway. Midway the Fox. And Midway, actually, let's start with Felix's story. So Felix is a noble wizard who's very powerful, but he was a long time ago. In his past, there we go. He was captured by this one wizard, and who abused him and like manipulated him and made him do all these things. And so now he ran away from the wizard and is just trying to hide from him and everything. So that's what he's doing now. Now, Midway the Fox is just a cat burglar, just chilling out, stealing stuff like you do. You gotta do that. And then this wizard, who's an asshole, this one thinks he's Felix because he did this spell to call him Felix, and instead he got Midway, and Midway was like, "What the hell? I'm gonna kill this Felix guy." So that's how their stories are connected, and it just follows their stories and what happens and how Felix needs to, like, I guess, kill the Wizard of Oz. Gotta go kill that wizard. I hate Wizard of Oz, by the way. I just can't stand that movie. I don't even like the Oz one, but I like it a little better than the original Wizard of Oz. I just don't like it. It's too much yellow. Too much yellow. I don't like the color yellow, so the yellow brick road, like the opening scene, I'm just already like, I don't like this. Just not for me. And the last, but no wait, it's not the last books. Oh my gosh, I have like a whole other stack over there. Anyway, my next book is Captain. This one. It's part of the Volsine trilogy, the series, not trilogy, by Lewis McMasters. At this point, I don't even know what this book's about. It's like the 14th book in the series, so yeah. 4 books left, guys. So the next one I have is Summers at Castle Arburn by Sharon Shin. Yeah, Sharon Shin, and this is like a fantasy love thing where she was grown accustomed to standing alone when what she once loved she has lost. Where she once saw joy, she now sees in terrible injustice. At the castle where she once lived in peace, she now walks in fear for her life. Yeah. Next, I have Noroscope by Brian Lumley, and I'm not quite sure what this book's about other than it has a demon, and it's on all of those horror books that everyone should read if you like horror, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not a really big fan of Stephen King. I've tried Stephen King so many times, so I have to go with the authors that aren't Stephen King on those lists, and this was one of them. So now I have it. It's mine. The next book I have is stuck to the other book is by A Spider's Thread by Laura Lippman. And apparently this is the eighth book in a series, but it's a mystery series, so they're pretty much contemporary. And I'm not really sure what this is about, nor does the plot really tell you, because it's a mystery book, so they wouldn't be mysterious, kind of implied. But apparently it, I got this, what are they called? One of those anonymous baskets things where the books are all wrapped up and you just grab it. And so this was one of them. I grabbed two. So and the second one was the 13th Tale, which apparently has a lot of Jane Eyre references and Wuthering Heights. So I didn't like Wuthering Heights, and then the Woman in White references. I haven't read Woman in White, but I like Jane Eyre, so I may like this. I thought it was going to be another. It said it was a gothic tale of woe and everything, and I was like, I get to have my own copy of Jane Eyre, and then I opened it. It was the 13th Tale, and I was like, you bastards. Because my Jane Eyre copy is on my Kindle, and I haven't really found a really nice copy of Jane Eyre that I'm like, I want to show off. Because I like quoting Jane Eyre, and if somebody's like, hey, you have that nice edition of Jane Eyre on your shelf, and I'll be like, what is your tale of woe? Whoa. And it'll be awesome. So yeah, that's my book haul. Cheers.